In our last exercise, we took advantage of code set styles to add labels to our corridor cross sections. A great way to add labels to our cross sections if we have corridors, and that allows for some dynamic nature to those labels. But we can also add labels that are connected not to cross sections, but to the section views or grids themselves. Now let's look at those labels. And we're going to open up our exercise file 0905SV labels. And we're going to work in the section view labeled station 4 plus 50. And I'm going to select the grid or the section view. And notice here we have the ability in the labels panel of the contextual ribbon to add two different types of view labels. We have offset elevation and we have a grade view label. So these labels are very similar to the profile view labels. Offset elevation is pretty much exactly like station elevation. And the grade label also requires 2 points, similar to the depth view label for profiles. So there's some similarities, of course, between the profile view labels and the section view labels. Now let's go ahead and start with an offset elevation label. And we're just going to place one right here at the intersection of these 2 points. And it places the label in. Now in this case, I'm simply going to use the label as a call out. So I'm going to turn off my object snaps and place the label somewhere there. And similar to the profile view label, I often use these just for simple call outs, where in other places I may use AutoCAD's mLeader. And so we're going to enter proposed grade here. And that now becomes a call out. More than even with profile views, using the view labels for callouts and leaders is critical with sections, because unlike multiple profile views that we created in the previous exercises and chapter, multiple section views are all linked. And they're constantly updating and trying to revise to see if they can squeeze in more based upon the adjustments to the style or the template and so forth. So they have the ability to move when you open the file or make adjustments. And therefore, if you use AutoCAD leaders, they will be left behind or calling out to the wrong location. Important then to use Civil 3D view labels to identify items in the view. Let's look at the other view label. I select my section view again, come to add view labels, and we'll do a grade label this time. In this case, as previously mentioned, just like a depth label, it requires 2 points. Because of the style being used, this label looks more like a percentage label, or better yet, a slope arrow label, than it does the depth label or dimension. But with the right style, you can have a leader or dimension looking type setup as well, using the view grade label as well. So take advantage of both the grade as well as the offset elevation labels to provide information to the user on the section view if you're calling anything out on those section views. Don't use any AutoCAD leaders or dimensions, as they may be left behind.